It's time for Energy Insights, where you get an inside view and a local perspective of all the oil and gas progress going on in the Mid-Ohio Valley. This program is brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association and can be heard every Saturday on WMOA AM 1490 and FM 101.3, JAW's Classic Country FM 100.9, and ESPN AM 630 and FM 92.9. Here's Johnny Wharf, your local host.
Bruce Tague is our guest. He is the executive director of the Ohio Natural Energy Institute, and we have an opportunity to talk safety and injection wells and all the things that happen in the industry that people vaguely are familiar with or not. So maybe since you guys are into that and got recent information, you can fill us in a little bit, Bruce.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for having me on again, Johnny. Yeah, you're in luck. We actually literally just went through and updated a lot of the stuff we have on our website, which folks can go to and check out at www.ohionaturalenergy.org. And we just updated our injection well fact sheet. As you know, these wells have been around since the 30s. They're federal oversight by U.S. EPA. That was defined. The regulatory program for this was defined by the Safe Drinking Water Act of 1974, and that has minimum federal requirements for injection practices. And the states themselves, in our case, ODNR and EPA, monitor these wells. In 2022, 3 short years ago, ODNR actually made a number of changes to their rules governing injection wells and the associated waste management facilities to maintain ongoing safe operations of those facilities and obviously protect local communities. Some of the changes, great changes. They increased setback distances from private residences, schools, public buildings, flood hazard areas, water wells, ponds, any developed springs that may be around in the area. It requires permittees to obtain liability insurance of at least $2 million, and that has to be filed. They have to file a financial insurance plan with ODNR. That includes surety bond and other cash assurance. It also requires baseline testing of water wells within 1,500 feet of a new Class 2 disposal well and surface facilities prior to the construction. There's also thorough public notification during the whole process regarding new permits, and that includes publication of the application itself, delivery notice to all the property owners within the 1,500-foot distance of a proposed well, and hand certified mail, among other requirements. As you know, we just put facts out. All of our information comes from the Ohio EPA, federal EPA, ODNR. So, I always tell people, don't take our word for it. You can go right on ODNR's website or EPA, and you can see all this information. At the end of the day, everyone wants clean air, clean water, clean environment, and our industry takes that very, very seriously.
Yeah, as it relates to the oil and gas industry, Bruce, and we've talked enough about the investments in the communities and in education and young people. But the bottom line is just being a good neighbor is something that I know the industry takes pride in, and particularly, a lot of our oil and gas folks around here and in this Shale Crescent region.
Absolutely. And these wells are anywhere from 4,000 to 13,000 feet deep. And, I can assure anyone that's listening that ODNR and EPA, Ohio EPA, are monitoring all the wells here in the state of Ohio. And if there was any sort of issue, they'd be right on top of it. And again, I think people should do some research.
Sure.
Go to ODNR and EPA's websites and check out all the information on the injection wells. Again, we have it, but our information is just taken from them. We don't make anything up here.
Hey, you're so generous with your time. Whenever I have a question, I call you up and you answer. So I appreciate that very much, and thank you for your time again.
No problem, Johnny. Look forward to talking to you again.
All right. Bruce Tague, Executive Director of the Ohio Natural Energy Institute. The program is Energy Insights, brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association.
Thank you for listening to Energy Insights, brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association. Tune in every Saturday morning on WMOA Local Radio, JAWS Country, and ESPN as Johnny Wharf brings you a local and inside perspective on the oil and gas industry right here in the Mid-Ohio Valley.